Hi friends, I am starting an experiment to grow cucumbers in Aerogarden. This variety is called Diva. It is a parthenocarpic variety and it doesn't require pollination. By the way, if you have any questions on the pollination, I have a separate video explaining all about the pollination, especially in the context of indoor hydroponics. Please find the link in the description below if you are interested. Coming back to my experiment, I am planning to grow only one plant in this garden. With some backup, I am starting with 2 pods and 1 seed in each pod. That's it, the garden is ready. As always, I will add water but I will not add nutrition right away. I will start adding nutrition once I see the seedlings.
It's day 4. I see both seeds germinated. The sprouts are coming nice. It's day 5. One sprout is coming very nice. The other one is still in developing stage. It's day 21. One seedling survived and it in fact became a plant now. This is growing very nice. The other seed germinated but didn't survive, so that's fine. I have one plant growing nice and I'm going to continue this garden with one plant. It's day 28. The plant is growing nice. The leaves are getting massive. This is how the initial leaves come for the cucumber plants. But the subsequent leaves won't be that big. Since these leaves are too big and they are covering the younger growth, I'm going to remove these bigger leaves. It's day 34. The cucumber plant is coming nice. It started producing a couple of female flowers. They are too small, but they are coming very nice. It's day 43. I'm still waiting on the first flower buds to bloom. Here is the first one and here is the second one. These flower buds showed up on I think day 25. They're taking a lot of time to mature, but I'm finally seeing the tips are turning yellow, so they should be blooming soon. The plant is doing pretty good overall. It has multiple branches and they are getting tall and they all started producing flower buds. And all the flower buds I'm seeing so far are the female flower buds. That's really good news. I'm seeing flower bud on every node. So it is all going good so far. As these vines are getting longer, they are going straight.
So I installed the trellis and training the vines over the trellis using these plant clips. I have a separate video on this process. Please find the link in the description below if you are interested.
It's day 46. I finally see the first 2 flowers at full bloom. They are looking beautiful here. This is really awesome. And I see the tips are getting yellow on some of the new flower buds. They should be blooming soon, so this is all very exciting. It's day 51. The first 2 flowers are pretty much dried up, but I don't see any development on these cucumbers. Not sure if these are going to survive. Let's wait and see. One more flower bloomed here and this is also closing and pretty much drying up. Other flower buds are getting ready now. I see the tips are turning yellow, so that's a good sign. There's one more here. There are so many flowers actually getting ready to bloom. The plant is getting bushy again, so I'm going to remove a couple of the older leaves. Alright, I removed a couple of leaves. Now the plants are looking light and less dense here. It's day 46. The plant is doing okay in general. It is still producing lots of flowers and flower buds. That's all going very well. The sad part is the first cucumbers are not showing any further development. The flower fully dried up, but I don't see any growth on the cucumber. So I'm considering these cucumbers gave up and they're going to die pretty soon. Today I noticed the plant is producing male flowers as well. Of course, this plant is parthenocarpic variety and doesn't need any pollination, but it's good to have some flowers. Since I am not seeing any development on the cucumbers, I'm going to do 2 things. Number 1, I'm going to remove these old flowers or the old cucumbers. The second thing I am trying is cutting the ends, basically cutting the end of the vine. I just want to stop the growth of the plant here. My theory with this is, because we cut the tops, I think the plant will stop growing further, but it will shift its energy to develop the cucumbers. Let's see if this theory is going to be true. I'm going to apply the same thing on all vines. I cut the tops from 5 vines and I also removed the first 2 baby cucumbers. Let's see if I get any luck from this plant. It's day 62. The plant is looking healthy and producing lots of flowers, but still no luck with any of the cucumbers. These are some of the cucumbers for which the flower completely dried up, but they have no progress, so they are pretty much gone. Here is another flower. It dried up, but cucumber has no progress. These are some of the most recent flowers. This one recently at full bloom. This one again at full bloom very recently. Let's see if any of these will survive. It's day 65. Plant is doing great in general. I recently noticed that the recent baby cucumbers are bigger compared to the baby cucumbers that I got previously. This baby cucumber died anyway, so I'm going to cut this and put it side by side and show you. Check these two side by side. The new baby cucumber is nearly 3 times bigger compared to the previous baby cucumber. So here is another baby cucumber that recently showed up. The flower started drying up. So now if you compare these two side by side, this is again like 3 to 4 times bigger compared to the previous baby cucumber. So this is definitely a good change. So I'm getting a little bit confident again on this plant, so I'm going to wait and see. These are some of the recent baby cucumbers. So I'm going to wait and see. I'm not giving up on this plant that easy. It's day 71. The cucumber plant is still giving me some hope. I still see the cucumbers are getting a little bit big. It's an extreme slow growth, but I definitely see some growth. Anyways, since the growth is super slow, I just changed the water, cleaned the bowl and started over with fresh water and nutrition. I also added some CalMag. So let's see if I can see any improvement. It's day 75. Now the plant seems to be doing pretty good. I see the cucumber is growing nice. And I also see a little bit of development on few of the baby cucumbers. Now this plant is full of baby cucumbers. Hopefully some of these will survive. I'm still cutting the tops to stop the growth of the plant and shift the energy towards the cucumbers. And I'm also removing the branches that are not growing healthy. I think all this is helping. It's day 80. The first cucumber on this plant is not growing anymore. I think it is growing, but it is growing very, very slow. So I think it's time to harvest this cucumber. I don't see any other cucumbers developing. Some of these cucumbers have grown little big and they stopped there. Maybe their growth is stunted because of this cucumber. So I'm going to harvest this now to see if any of the other cucumbers will develop further.
Day 86. Plant is looking healthy, but I am not seeing any progress on any of these cucumbers. They just hang in there for a few days and then give up. All these old cucumbers are pretty much gone. They are very soft and their tips are getting brown. It is an indication that these babies gave up. Plant is still producing lots of new flowers, but I don't have any hope. I am very tempted to pull this plant out and start a different variety.
It's day 88. I still don't see any luck with this plant. I don't see any cucumbers that are being developed. So now I'm going to try one last thing. I'm going to remove all these existing baby cucumbers, including all the branches. I will leave only the fresh flowers like this. I will just leave only a few of them and see if I get any luck. Alright, I removed all the unhealthy branches and leaves. I also removed all the baby cucumbers that are kind of dried up, and some of the very young baby cucumbers as well. Removed all the side branches even though they have some baby cucumbers. Now the plant has very few flowers that are at full bloom just today. Let's see if any of these baby cucumbers will survive. If they don't survive, that's it, I'm going to give up on this plant. It's day 93. Looks like taking out the burden from the plant is helping. I see one nice cucumber growing here. The plant has a bunch of baby cucumbers. Let's see if any of these will survive.
Day 100. The second cucumber has grown excellent. It is 8 inches long, straight, 2 inches wide and fully matured. So it is the time to harvest my second Diva cucumber and finally pull out the plant. No more waiting. Day 104. I actually came here to pull the plant out, but I see some progress again. This is the problem with this plant from the beginning. Every time when I decided to pull this plant out, it shows some progress and I get stuck. This time, and for the very first time, I see the development on 2 cucumbers. I am stuck again.
Day 116. Both cucumbers are growing very nice. In fact, they are very well matured and ready to harvest anytime from now. I see one more baby cucumber showing good progress. Looks like this is going to survive. Day 125. Cucumbers got even big. And as I was hoping earlier, one more cucumber survived. Now it's really good to see 3 cucumbers growing at the same time on this plant. These cucumbers are about 9 inches tall and they are pretty fat as well. Just for comparison, I have a few fully matured Isnik cucumbers here. These are about 6 inches tall and equally fat as Diva cucumbers. Day 143. One more cucumber is growing nice. I was hating this plant earlier, but it is continuously impressing me with all the great results it is producing. And I am really liking this variety. Cucumbers are long, straight, fat and tasty. Day 165. Plant is still doing great. There is a lot of new development and new flowers. And look at this wonderful cucumber. This is the biggest cucumber I got so far from this plant. It is about 12 inches long and nearly 3 inches wide. This is really amazing. Super fat, super long, and the best cucumber I got from any variety so far. It is time to harvest it. I see a few baby cucumbers showing nice progress. Once I harvest this fully matured cucumber, I think these babies are going to show up some progress.
Wow, look at this.
Since it's been a very long time, I am changing the water. As I am changing the water, I just want to show you the root system. It is all looking very good. It's day 176. The plant is not stopping anywhere. I see 2 more cucumbers growing excellent. These are again super long. Day 190. The cucumbers have grown nice and big. They are ready to harvest anytime. Here is the other cucumber. This one also grown big enough and ready to harvest. The plant is still doing excellent. Lots of new development and lots of flower buds. This plant is unstoppable. It's day 200. These cucumbers have been ready to harvest for a long time, but I was a little lazy to harvest them. Anyways, it is time to harvest them. Here they are. Wow, they look amazing. Look at all this new development. This plant is still looking pretty young. Day 212. 2 more cucumbers showing up now. This cucumber is growing round. This is the first time I am seeing the cucumber growing round. Here is the other one, and it is coming straight like all the other cucumbers I got so far. The plant is still looking pretty healthy and producing many flower buds. So it is still going very well. Day 220. This cucumber has grown very well and ready to harvest. The other one is also coming nice and round. This is still looking beautiful. This plant is still looking pretty healthy. Day 222. It's time to harvest the cucumber. Here it is. Looks great. Day 225. My negligence killed this amazing plant. Somehow I missed the water reminder and the bowl got empty. Now the plant is very upset and it is not coming back. I'm really sorry, my lovely Diva. You really did your best and now you can rest in peace. And thank you so much for giving me so many cucumbers all these days. This is the last cucumber from this plant. I never wanted to give up on this plant, but unfortunately it just happened. Overall, this is an amazing journey with this Diva Cucumber plant. It really tested my patience, but all my patience got paid off with the beautiful cucumbers it produced. To recap some of my learnings throughout this grow cycle, number 1, when the plants are overloaded with baby cucumbers, they struggle to show progress. So remove some baby cucumbers and reduce some burden on the plants. Number 2, once the plant has a couple of baby cucs, cut the tips on the vines to stop the growth of the plant and let it focus on developing cucumbers. Number 3, remove all stunted growth as soon as possible. Alright, that is all for now. Thanks for watching and happy aero gardening.